Can you build a ball out of these wooden blocks? This is a puzzle that has been circulated in China for thousands of years. It is called Luben lock. It consists of a group of wooden blocks that are connected to each other through different shapes and grooves to form an overall structure. Legend has it that Luben designed a building toy with wooden blocks to test his son's IQ. Luben's son spent a whole night but failed to complete the challenge. Since then, this toy has been widely circulated. Luben lock originated from the mortise and tenon structure in ancient Chinese architecture. After development by later generations, Luben locks of various shapes were designed. At the same time, it has also developed into an intelligence training tool. It is designed as a complex and challenging puzzle, and players need to find a way to unlock it through thinking, observation, and reasoning.
ขอบคุณนะพวกคุณมากๆที่มาช่วยชีวิตผมนี่ค่ะ
Can you build a cube out of these wooden blocks? It is a mind game that has been circulating in China for thousands of years. It's called Luben lock. Luben lock consists of a group of wooden blocks that are connected to each other by different shapes and grooves and form a monolithic structure. The gameplay is to disassemble or assemble wooden blocks by moving or rotating them. The shape and grooves of each block are carefully designed to make it look difficult to break down or reassemble. Players need to think, observe, and reason to find a solution. Legend: Luben, in order to test his son's IQ, design an assembling toy out of wooden blocks. Luben's son failed to complete the challenge even in one night. Since then, this toy has been widely spread. The original Luben lock came from the mortise and tenon structure pioneered in ancient Chinese architecture. After the development of later generations, Luben locks of various shapes were designed. At the same time, it has also developed into an intellectual training tool. Did you like this puzzle? Can you build a pyramid with 5 pieces? This is a puzzle from the 19th century. When you put the pieces together, you realize that the pyramid you built is not complete. You can try to stack 3 pieces on top of each other. But as you can see, this does not look like a pyramid. Of course, you can try other methods, but if you just simply put the pieces together, you will never find the answer. In fact, the solution to the puzzle is not complicated. The real difficulty is that the answer is in front of you, but you can't see it. What you have to do is to arrange the 3 pieces from big to small, and then put another piece here and the last piece on top of it. You may be confused. This does not look like a pyramid, but this is the clever part of the puzzle. Finally, we just need to look at it from another angle, and you will see a complete pyramid. Do you like this puzzle? Can you build a pyramid with these 5 pieces? The solution to this puzzle will surprise you. When you put all the pieces together, you'll see that the pyramid is incomplete. Of course, you can try different arrangements, but as you can see, the result is a very strange shape that doesn't look like a pyramid at all. Because a pyramid is a 3-dimensional shape, and we only have 5 pieces. It seems impossible. In fact, the puzzle has a very strange solution, almost like cheating. Let's see. You have to place the 3 pieces with a certain gap between them and arrange them from largest to smallest. Next, place a square piece here. Finally, place the small square piece on top. You might be confused. This isn't a pyramid. That's the weird part about the puzzle. You have to change your perspective. As you change your perspective, a pyramid appears before your eyes. Are you satisfied with this solution? Can you build a rectangle with 4 pieces? At first glance, it seems simple, but in fact, when you combine them, you'll see that the rectangle constructed is incomplete. You can try rearranging them in different ways, but the problem remains the same. The rectangle is always missing a part. Usually, puzzles like this are very difficult to solve, and you must find the exact orientation of each piece. These 4 pieces have hundreds of incorrect arrangements, but only one correct solution, and finding it is extremely difficult. However, there's an even more challenging aspect. While solving the puzzle, you might already have found the solution, but you won't see it. All we need to do is place 2 pieces together like this. Usually we place the remaining 2 pieces on the sides, but you'll see that the rectangle is still incomplete. At this point, we can think about it from a different angle. Move the last 2 pieces here, and the rectangle will appear right before your eyes. A different perspective will make it clearer. Do you like this puzzle? Can you build a ring with 4 parts? This is a puzzle that originated in the 15th century. You only need to grasp any one of the parts, and the ring will be separated. The real challenge is to assemble them back together. As you can see, we get 4 parts that look identical. When you try to combine them, they don't fit at all. To fit them, you need to find the perfect combination. So, what is the solution? You'll notice that one of the golden parts has a groove. You can try to combine them, but they don't fit right now. All you need to do is first combine the two silver parts together. They will form a strange shape. The two golden parts will drop to the bottom, and we need to place the grooved part on the left. The two parts will fit perfectly, but now they cannot form a complete ring. And here comes the most exciting step. We will flip the two silver parts over and first place down the back part. Now the four parts will become a ring. Do you like this puzzle? Can you build a symmetrical graph with two pieces? This is a puzzle that originated in the 1990s. As you can see, there is not the slightest symmetry between the two pieces. And when you try to put them together, neither of them looks like a symmetrical figure. Usually these puzzles are very difficult to solve, and we don't know where to place the pieces correctly, either this way or otherwise. There is no indication of how it should be placed. But I'm telling you, there's a trick here. You don't just have to find the right place for each piece of shard. There is also a need to be aware of symmetry. Maybe after a period of trying, you found the right answer many times, but you just can't see it. Like right now, you're very close to the right solution. Do you see it? We just need to move this piece down a little bit to build a symmetrical graph. We can rotate it, separate it from the middle, and you'll get two identical parts. Did you like this puzzle? Can you build a symmetrical shape with three pieces? This is a famous puzzle from the 20th century. As you can see, these three pieces are completely different, and none of them have symmetry. When you try to combine them, you can create all sorts of strange shapes, but none of them seem to have symmetry. There's a tricky part. There are no clues to tell us the correct orientation of the pieces. The three pieces have hundreds of different arrangements, and you need to find the one and only correct solution, which is very difficult. Then there's an even harder part. You not only need to find the correct orientation of the pieces, but also need to recognize the symmetry. Maybe while you were trying, you found the correct answer multiple times but didn't see it. Let's see what the solution is. First, we place the first piece like this, then place the second piece here, and finally place the third piece here. Did you notice the symmetry? If we draw a line in the middle, it can be divided into two identical parts. Do you like this puzzle? Can you build two crosses using 7 identical pieces? This is a puzzle from the 20th century. You might think it's easy, but once you start trying, you realize it's seemingly impossible. Building a cross requires at least 4 pieces, which means we don't have enough for the second cross. You could try another method to build an inverted cross, but the problem remains. 4 pieces are needed, and we're always missing one.
ได้สิครับ
But that's
ไม่
not
มี
the
ปัญหาเลย
case. There's a clever solution to this puzzle, and I've already shown you how. Did you spot it? All we have to do is combine 2 solutions. First, we can build a regular cross. Then, based on the first cross, we can use the second solution, starting from any corner. We place the first piece here,
เอ้าว่า
the
ไงครับ
second piece here.
เป็นวันวาเลนไทน์วันแห่งความรัก
When we place the final piece,
ขอบคุณครับ
2 complete crosses
ว่าแต่น้อง
appear
ชื่ออะไร
before your eyes.
ก็หนูชื่อชมพู่เองค่ะที่เราคุย
Are you
แชทกันทุก
satisfied with
คื
this
นน่ะ
solution?
อ๋อ
How can we create a perfectly symmetrical shape with these 3 letters?
ฉันบอกแล้วพี่
It
มิ
seems
ติ
easy,
เขาชอบฉัน
but we
เขา
quickly
ขอเธอเป็น
discover
แฟนแล้วเหรอ
that
อย่า
creating
บอก
symmetrical
แต่เขา
shapes
ชม
is
ฉันนะฉัน
incredibly
น่ารัก
difficult.
อ่ะ
We have 3 completely different pieces.
ไม่บอกว่า
As you can see, we can
นิว
easily
พาฉันไป
create
ซื้อเครื่องสำอาง
symmetrical
เลย
shapes with the
เธอจะ
Y
แต่ง
and
หน้า
E.
เหรอ
But
ใช่
the S
ฉันต้อง
lacks
สวยกว่านี้รอวันที่พี่มิตินมาขอฉัน
When
เป็น
we
แฟ
try to
น
place it together, it creates
เรียกอะไร
all
ก็เรียก
sorts
เล
of
ยนะ
strange shapes that seem completely
นั่น
impossible
พี่
to
มิตินหรือ
symmetric.
เปล่า
The tricky part of this puzzle is that you not only have to find the correct
มี
orientation
แฟ
of
นแล้วเหรอ
the
คะ
pieces, but you
ครับ
also have to
เอง
be
มา
aware
แฟ
of
น
the
พี่
symmetry.
เอง
Often, you might have found the correct solution, but you just can't see
ช
it.
มพู่
But there's an even more difficult
ทำไมพี่
part.
ทำกับฉัน
There
แบ
are
บ
hundreds
นี้
of different ways to arrange the 3
ก็
pieces,
พี่เขาไม่ได้
and
ชอบ
you need
เธ
to
อ
find
พี่
the
เขาแค่เป็
only
นคนอั
correct
ธยา
solution.
ศัยดี
But there's no clue
แม่
as to where
หนู
they
ไม่
should
มี
be
เสื้อ
placed.
ผ้าใส่เลย
All we
เมื่อไหร่
have to
แม่
do
จะ
is
ซั
place
ก
the
ผ้า
Y here,
แม่ยังอยู่เห็นไหมเนี่ยเพิ่งเปิดร้านเสร็จลูกค้ากำลังเข้าไปใส่ชุดเดิมไปก่อน
and the puzzle is solved. Did
แม่
you
ค้า
notice
คะ
the
แนะนำ
symmetry?
ลิฟต์ให้หน่อยค่ะ
Can you find the hidden 5th arrow?
จะเป็น
This is an
แม่
ancient
หนู
puzzle from the
จะ
17th
เที่ยงแล้วหนู
century.
ยังไม่ได้กินข้าวเล
Maybe you
ย
will be
โอ้เห็นไหม
confused.
ว่าแม่ยังอยู่
Now there are
ถ้าวัน
only
นี้จะไป
4
สั่งแก๊ป
arrows.
ให้อดเอาไป
How
ก่อน
is
ไป
it possible to find the
แม่
5th?
จ๋าหยุดยาวสิ
But
วั
I'll
นหนู
show
อยา
you
กไป
how to do
เที่ยว
it.
เพื่อนหนู
You
ไป
can
ด้วย
try
กั
to
น
build
ทุ
a
กคน
5th
เล
arrow
ย
with
นะ
4
แม่
arrows.
เห็นไหม
But
เนี่ย
one
ว่าแม่
tricky
ทำงาน
point
เนี่ย
now
จะเอาเวลาไหน
is that
พาไป
there
เที่ยว
are a lot of wrong
ปิดร้าน
combinations of
ไป
4
ก่อน
arrows.
หนูยังไม่เคยเห็นแม่
And you
ปิด
can
ร้าน
build
เลย
hundreds of different
แม่
shapes
จ๋า
with 4 arrows.
โอ้ย
But
รั
none
ก
of
ษา
them
ปิด
look
ร้าน
like
ขาด
one
รายได้
arrow.
สิเห็นไหมนี่ไม่หาเงินอยู่
So, what's the
หนู
solution?
เบื่อ
เบื่อก็โทรศัพท์ไป
the
เล่นไป
solution to the
ไม่จะ
puzzles is
ทำงาน
very
จะมา
simple.
กวน
But you have to use your imagination. Because when you're trying to figure out the right direction for the 4 arrows, you don't see it, even though you've come close to the right solution many times. I have approached the right solution many times in the video. Have you noticed? All you have to do is place 2 arrows in this way, then 2 more on top of them in the same way. And when all the arrows are pointing in one direction, the 5th arrow will appear in front of you. Did you like this puzzle? Can you fit 6 square blocks into the box? Just because the cuts match the shape of the blocks, you might think you can place the blocks directly through the cuts. But when you place 3 blocks, you can't continue placing the rest. In fact, the blocks can also be placed vertically. But this doesn't mean you can easily solve the puzzle. Because when you place 5 pieces, you will end up with a block that won't fit. You need to find a more clever placement strategy. How should you do it? You need to place the first block and move it to the right. Then, place the second block using the same method. Next, place the third block and move it to the left. But when you place the fourth block, you will find that you can't continue placing the rest. What solution can you use to solve this puzzle? You need to move the 2 blocks on the right up. Then move one of them to the left.